What is happening, guys? My name is Cam, and today we're going to run through a few tips for that first year when you guys are out freelancing. So let's get into it. Number one, basically, is really obvious, but what you put into it is what you get out of it. So you soon realize, after numerous sleep-ins, days working on the garden or heading down to the beach, that sooner or later that work's just really not getting done. So, you do have those perks of being your own boss, but really, working from home, you should only be using that time when necessary and not just as a given every single day. So you'll no doubt have a lot of moments in the first 6 months, where that work is, not coming through, or, there's no real jobs, no money coming through the door. So really try and focus on using that time to, participate in some self-guided projects, competitions, do some volunteering, just anything to keep active and, keep working on your craft. Number two, no matter what, chances are you're going to be wearing a lot of hats in your first year, maybe even into, a few more years from there. Basically, you might be starting out as a logo designer, UI, UX, web designer, whatever. Basically, you're going to have to incorporate accountant, salesperson, marketer, everything into your title, because it's all up to you to do in the first place. So these sort of things, you don't really think about as much in that first year. But yeah, basically, if you're like me, you can find out on the fly, look for other people on YouTube with help, or, speak to people in those professions that you know already. These tasks can be quite mundane, but mind you, there's still that joy of creating an invoice, sending it off and getting it paid. So, sometimes the little tasks aren't too bad. A tip for you guys is make sure that you're incorporating that time for invoicing, quoting, meeting, FaceTime, etc. Make sure you're incorporating that time into your invoices so that you're getting paid for that as well. Make sure you stay hydrated. So number three, this one probably isn't as crucial for the first few months, but basically invest in a decent business planner, diary, whatever you want to call it. Your first few months, you'll probably be counting the amount of jobs you have on one hand, so it won't be too much of an issue. But yeah, once your word gets out of your offering and things start to ramp up, it's really on you to stay on top of all these jobs. Another thing I'd like to do is I sort of break up my time into client work, self-work, and then basically what I call AEIQ. So that's applying, emailing, invoicing, quoting. Basically, yeah, set aside some time for all of these different aspects, whether it be, you spend an hour on this, hour on that every day, or, say Monday, right, I'm going to take care of all of this on that day. And then, Tuesday, social media, etc., etc. So I like to make sure that I'm just focusing on one thing, so I'm not multitasking, and I can, keep that sense of flow and, get through things during the day. All right, guys, number four. So this is a tough one. Basically, resilience and determination are paramount. So times are gonna be tough. Like we said before, there's gonna be times when that money's not coming through. It can really start to take a toll on you mentally. So, the biggest thing is, really just keep going, keep at it. You can obviously offset some of your financial struggles with getting a casual job, working a bar or waitering, waitressing, etc. You don't have to make all your money purely on design. It's not going to just come in and all of a sudden you're working full time. It takes a little bit of time to ramp up. So keep at it. This is your passion. You'll look back and you'll appreciate these times when we're all there and we're all making millions of dollars. So, just be sure to help us out when you get there. It can also really be handy to, reach out to mentors, other designers, people you look up to. They'd be more than willing to help out with advice. And, likewise myself, I'm still very early days, but if you need any guidance, drop a comment and we'll help you out. We're almost there. We're at number 5. And this one is basically all about cash flow. The nature of, freelance contract work is that, cash flow and revenue are just so up and down. So, tip number 1, don't be like me. If possible, when you go out freelancing, saying, right, I'm going to have a proper crack at this, try and have some cash built up before you do it. So you've got a nice little safety net. But yeah, if you want to be like me, prepare yourself, because, there's going to be a few times where you might not have enough money to put petrol in your car, and then all of a sudden you get paid for 3 invoices in one day, and, you're ready to splash cash like there's no tomorrow. Obviously, as you start to, work through the months and you get a bit more data, start tracking your income and your expenses as soon as possible. So you can start seeing some trends there. You can start working out averages of what comes in each month, and then you can start paying yourself a standard salary. All this sort of stuff comes with time. But basically, just, make sure that you're on top of things and recording as much as possible to help you out. So a big thing for me when I first started is I weren't charging deposits on anything. So it can be a nice way of balancing out that cash so that it's a little bit smoother for you. So I've started putting deposits down, just an upfront payment, basically 25% works fine for me. The good thing is, obviously, as soon as they pay that, you're obviously more obligated to work on that particular job. So the client, is got to be quite serious if they want to put money down straight away. So it's a good way of filtering out those clients that might not want to pay, or, might have a real low budget, etc. So getting that deposit down is key and has really helped me out over the last few months. Right, we're at number 6. We're done. We're almost there. Basically this one's probably one of the most important. So number 6 is, don't be afraid to make the most of your personal network. So it could be, quite frightening to put out your design work, or, reach out to friends, family, people you haven't spoken to for, months, years, whatever. But, the biggest thing is, these people know you, they have a certain level of trust with you already. And most of the time they're going to look after you. So if they hear something, they'll help you out, they'll point you in the right direction. They'll look out for you, basically. And that's evident, I guess, in how I've worked in the last year. So probably about 80% of my jobs have come through my personal network, basically through just, word of mouth, and the relationships that I have with people already. So take advantage of that. It's going to be key for the first year for you. And really, as you go on throughout your career. So reach out on LinkedIn, hit up all the social networks, hand out business cards, attend networking events, go to friends and family's barbecues. It's up to you guys to really sell yourselves. You're constantly marketing your own brand. So really just get out there as much as possible, and see how you go. Shameless plug time. So I'm wearing a t-shirt by HITC, which stands for Head in the Clouds Clothing. They are a locally crafted t-shirt company made by one of my good friends. So check out his link down below. All right. Thank God that's over. All right, guys, we made it. So I hope you guys found this interesting. Hopefully, you learn a thing or two, or you feel a little bit better prepared for diving into the world of freelance. It's got a lot of positives, a few negatives. And even if you're already on that path, I hope you learn a thing or two. So If you know anyone else that would need a little bit of guidance, feel free to share with them. If you have any more questions or anything as well, hit us a comment down below. And yeah, we'll see you next time, all right?